What happens when one of country music's most respected voices finds himself under the intense scrutiny of a morning show host who refuses to let controversial questions slide? Today we're going to dive deep into the explosive confrontation that had Chris Stapleton walking off the Today Show set, leaving millions of viewers shocked and the entertainment industry buzzing. This wasn't just a promotional interview gone sideways. This was a vivid demonstration of how quickly things can escalate when artistic integrity clashes with aggressive journalism. Before we break down every heated exchange that led to this unprecedented moment, make sure to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment letting me know what you think about artists standing firm during interviews. The morning started like any other for Chris Stapleton. He was scheduled for a standard promotional segment to talk about his newest album and upcoming tour dates. What nobody anticipated was how quickly the conversation would veer from music to politics and how one relentless line of questioning would push the Grammy-winning artist to his limit. As Stapleton settled into the familiar studio chair, the cameras rolled, and the host began with what seemed like routine pleasantries. "Chris, thanks for being here this morning. Your new album has been climbing the charts, but I have to ask about something that's been causing a stir on social media." Stapleton's expression shifted subtly, tension creeping into his shoulders. "Well, I'm here to talk about the music, so let's stick to that," he replied. The host pressed forward, ignoring the gentle deflection. "But surely you understand that your platform comes with responsibility. Your fans are looking to you for guidance on important issues affecting our country." "My responsibility is to my music and my family," Stapleton responded, his voice calm but firm. "I've always believed that songs speak louder than political statements." The host didn't relent. "That's interesting because your latest song, Broken Promises, seems to carry some pretty clear political undertones. Are you saying that's not intentional?" Stapleton leaned back, clearly uncomfortable. "Every song comes from a personal place. People can interpret art however they want, but I'm not going to sit here and break down every lyric for political meaning." The host leaned in, pushing the point. "But Chris, with everything going on in our political climate, don't you feel a duty to use your voice for something bigger than just entertainment?" "My voice is in my music," Stapleton said, his tone sharpening. "That's where I put my heart, my beliefs, my experiences. I'm not a politician. I'm a songwriter. Come on, Chris. Your fans deserve to know where you stand. Are you supporting the current administration or not?" The studio fell silent except for the soft hum of the cameras. Stapleton's jaw tightened as he stared at the host. "We agreed this interview would be about the album. I came here to talk about music, not to be ambushed with political questions." "Ambushed? I'm asking legitimate questions your fans want answered. You can't hide behind your songs when real issues are at stake." Stapleton gripped the arms of his chair. "I'm not hiding behind anything. I'm choosing not to turn this interview into a political circus." "There's a difference." The host leaned forward, aggressive. "So you're saying you don't care about the issues affecting your fans? That seems selfish for someone in your position." "Don't put words in my mouth," Stapleton shot back, his voice rising for the first time. Caring about issues and turning every interview into a political debate are two very different things. "But your silence speaks volumes, doesn't it? When does staying neutral become complicity?" Stapleton stood abruptly, his mic pack rattling against the chair. "This interview is over. I came here to talk about music, not to be lectured about complicity by someone who clearly had an agenda from the start." The host's eyes lit up, sensing drama. "So you're just going to walk away when things get uncomfortable? Is that the message you want to send to your fans?" "The message I want to send," Stapleton said, voice deadly calm, "is that some things are more important than playing games for television ratings." "Games?" "Chris, these are serious questions about serious issues. Your fans deserve honest answers." Stapleton turned to the host, his face flushed. "My fans deserve respect, which is something you clearly don't understand. They deserve an artist who stays true to himself, not someone who bends to every political wind for a sound bite." The tension in the studio was almost tangible as crew members exchanged nervous glances. The host, clearly energized by the reaction, pressed harder. "So you're saying your fans don't deserve to know what you really think about the direction our country is heading?" Stapleton's eyes flashed with frustration. "What I think about our country's direction is reflected in every song I've written. If you actually listened to the music instead of hunting for headlines, you'd know exactly where I stand. But that's not good enough anymore. Chris, artists today need to be explicit about their positions. Your vague references aren't enough. Vague references? Stapleton's voice rose with indignation. I've written about work, families struggling to make ends meet, communities torn apart by economic hardship, about finding hope in dark times. How is that vague? The host shuffled papers, clearly ready for this moment. Let me read you some of your lyrics from Midnight Train to Nowhere. You sing about politicians making promises they never intend to keep, and wealthy men playing games with poor men's lives. Those sound political to me? Those lyrics are about universal human experiences, not partisan talking points, Stapleton replied, patience wearing thin. Good music transcends politics. It speaks to something deeper than whatever crisis is dominating the news this week. So, you're saying your music is above politics? That seems naive for someone who's lived through as much as you have. Stapleton's hands clenched. I'm saying my music is about truth, not politics. There's a difference between writing about real struggles and pandering to political movements for applause. The host sensed weakness and pressed on. But isn't staying silent in the face of injustice another form of privilege? You have millions of fans looking up to you, and you're choosing comfort over speaking out. Comfort? Stapleton laughed bitterly. You think this is comfortable for me? You think having my integrity questioned on national TV is some luxury? Your integrity is what I'm questioning. Chris, can you claim to care about working families while refusing to take a stand on policies that affect them? Stapleton's face went pale and then flushed red. You don't know the first thing about what I care about or how I make a difference. Then enlighten us. Tell your fans where you stand on healthcare, immigration, economic policy. Use this platform meaningfully, not just to sell albums. Everything I do is meaningful, Stapleton shot back. Every song, every concert, every connection I make through music is meaningful. Just because I don't turn art into a political billboard doesn't mean I'm not making a difference. The host leaned back, smug. But art without action is just entertainment. When do you stop hiding behind your guitar and take responsibility for your influence? Stapleton stepped closer, voice low and dangerous. Don't tell me what responsibility looks like. I've spent my career writing songs that help people through dark moments. I've raised money for disaster relief, supported veterans, helped other artists find their voice. But apparently none of that matters because I won't give you a sound bite. Those are good deeds, Chris. But they're safe. They don't require real risk or challenge your comfortable position. Safe? Stapleton's voice echoed through the studio. You think it's safe to pour your heart into every song, knowing millions will judge you? You think it's safe to stand on stage every night and bare your soul to strangers? The host pressed relentlessly. I think it's safe to avoid alienating fans. Safe to let others fight the hard battles while you profit from neutrality. Stapleton tensed, hands shaking with barely controlled rage. You don't know the battles I fight or the sacrifices I've made. Not broadcasting every political opinion doesn't mean I'm hiding. Then prove it. Tell us where you stand on issues that matter to your fans. The only thing I need to prove, Stapleton said through gritted teeth, is that I won't be bullied into compromising my values for your entertainment. The host's expression hardened. Let's talk values. Chris, is it valuable to stay silent while families are torn apart by policies you could influence? Valuable to protect career comfort over speaking truth? Stapleton's voice dropped to deadly calm. My values aren't up for debate on your morning show. They're in every note I play, every word I sing, every choice in my life. But that's the problem, the host continued, shuffling papers. Fans want leadership. They want someone willing to say what needs to be said. Leadership? Stapleton laughed, no humor in it. You think leadership is giving easy answers. Real leadership is helping people find their own strength, their own voice, their own truth. The host leaned forward aggressively. That sounds like a cop-out, Chris. Real leadership is taking a stand, not hiding behind words. I'm not hiding, Stapleton said. I'm refusing to turn this into a political ambush. There's a difference between leadership and performative activism for TV ratings. The host raised his voice. Performative activism? Is that using your platform for social good? Caring about issues bigger than your album sales? Stapleton stepped closer. Don't question my commitment. I've done more for communities quietly than you'll ever do with loud words. Quiet action doesn't inspire change. People need heroes who take bold stands, right? Stapleton said, voice trembling with controlled fury. Right is staying true to yourself instead of becoming what the media wants. Right is integrity, the host pressed. So you don't care about voting rights, healthcare, climate change, the issues defining the next generation? Stop putting words in my mouth, Stapleton snapped. Of course I care. Caring doesn't mean performing for your cameras. This isn't performance. It's responsibility. Silence becomes complicity. Stapleton slammed his hands on the desk. Complicity? You ambushed me with questions we never agreed to. You tried to manipulate me for highlight reels. I'm trying to get you honest answers for your fans, the host said. This isn't a persona. This is who I am, Stapleton roared. A songwriter, a musician. Art heals where politics deepens wounds. Art doesn't vote. Art reminds people of their humanity. Art builds bridges. That's beautiful poetry, but people are suffering while you protect artistic purity, the host said. Purity? Stapleton's voice cracked. This is authenticity. Refusing to be anyone's puppet, including yours. My agenda, Chris. My agenda is getting honest answers. Stapleton replied, My fans deserve someone who lets music speak for itself. Someone who doesn't insult their intelligence with simple solutions. But some issues have simple solutions, right? Human decency, respect? Don't imply I lack decency, Stapleton whispered, voice low. Don't question me because I won't play your political game. I'm asking direct questions and you deflect, the host said. Deflect? Stapleton laughed harshly. You ambushed me, questioned my integrity, then call my anger a deflection? My influence is in my music, Stapleton said, shaking with rage. Through concerts, songs, authentic connections, art transcends politics. But does it, Chris, or is that your excuse to avoid hard stands? Stapleton's expression hardened. You're right about one thing. Art doesn't transcend disrespect, manipulation, or bad faith journalism. So, artistic idealism is just an excuse to avoid real positions? No, Stapleton said, calm but dangerous. I admit I was naive to think I could have an honest conversation with someone not listening. I've been listening, the host said, but few concrete answers about your positions. Stapleton nodded. You want answers? I stand with artists who refuse to be bullied into political performances for controversy. That's the only answer you'll get, he said, unclipping his mic. I'm done pretending this is anything but an ambush. Chris, wait. Fans are watching. They deserve your full thoughts, the host said. My fans, Stapleton said, holding the mic, deserve better than manipulation disguised as questions. Journalism is accountability, the host said. So I'll walk, Stapleton said, calm. I'll show self-respect. Self-respect? This looks like a tantrum, the host said. Stapleton turned, deadly serious. Responsibility is keeping your word. Treating guests with respect. Seeking truth, not controversy. I'm seeking truth, the host said. Personal profit? Stapleton said, voice rising. I've turned down deals because they didn't align with my values. I refuse to compromise. Taking a stand and giving a sound bite are two different things. Conviction doesn't need a TV audience. Think about young artists watching, the host said. I'm teaching them, Stapleton said, calm. Not to accept disrespect because there's a camera. Integrity sometimes means walking away. I'm teaching the difference between conversation and interrogation. Not every platform deserves you. Let's reset. Talk music? The host said. Stapleton almost smiled. No warmth. 30 minutes ago, that might have worked. You've shown your true intentions. Ambush over dialogue. Your word means nothing. I was asking necessary questions, the host said. Your job, Stapleton said, placing the mic down, was to honor our agreement. You chose sensationalism over integrity. The studio was silent except for the cameras still rolling. Crew members stood frozen, unsure whether to intervene or watch history unfold. This isn't over, the host said. Stapleton paused, looking back. Watch me, he said. Chris Stapleton walked off the Today Show set, leaving the host scrambling and millions of viewers stunned. The entertainment world would spend weeks analyzing every word, gesture, and implication, but the message was clear. Sometimes walking away is the strongest statement you can make. What do you think about Chris Stapleton walking off under aggressive questioning about politics? Was he right to stand his ground, or should artists be expected to publicly take sides? Drop your thoughts in the comments and subscribe for more deep dives into moments that define our entertainment world.